Let's move forward. As I said, that Iqbal's actually theory is based on the growth of self or khudi or self-actualization or self-realization. The natural human design for growth of self, as defined by Iqbal, follows a cycle starting with ideal formation as challenges. As we discussed, human is basically, he loves challenges and he's seeking challenges all the time, as we can very well observe in any child, right? And then he has to develop, or he develops love and passion for the ideal, leading to the desire to pursue the ideal. The more love, the more passion he develops for the ideal which he has taken as a challenge, the more motivation desire he will develop to pursue the ideal, and practically acting to achieve the ideal, right? I mean, when he has more desire, more motivation, then he goes practical, right? And practically he acts to achieve the ideal. This cycle is the cause of learning at each stage throughout. Inshallah, we'll look into it when we study the model, just probably the next slide, which is called experiential learning, or the process of educational growth of human being. This is the model which we have extracted from Iqbal's philosophy of khudi, or self realization of self actualization. It starts from here, where Iqbal says that the human being is by nature challenge seeking, which we looked into the ayat, which says that the responsibility of Nayabat, or vicegerency, was offered to the sky, to the heavens, to the earth, to the mountains, and they refused to accept that. And to every, I mean, it is basically to say every creation was offered the status, they refused, but it was human being which accepted this challenge, only human being. So basically, I mean, when we say human being, Allah knows subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe that basic human being or whatever was already created when Allah put this challenge to her, or maybe it's a narrative which we are not aware of how it took place. But basically, it is to indicate that human being takes challenges which no one else accepts. So basically, we are challenge seeking, and if you have children around, you can see how actively they seek challenge and they feel pleasure in taking up a challenge as an ideal and pursuing that. So as we say, when we seek a challenge, we develop an ideal. Okay, now we are going to achieve this, pursue this, and as it has been observed, that if the challenge is big, we have more, all the more, the bigger the challenge, the more the passion and the more the desire or motivation, right? We develop a passion for the ideal that we have taken out as a challenge. We make it as an ideal, develop love or passion for that, which is also in Persian and in Urdu, the word ishq is used. Ishq is a passion from the heart, okay? And then when you develop the passion, you develop the motivation to practically achieve the ideal, right? And as I said, the greater the challenges, greater the passion, greater the desire. And when we practically apply ourselves in achieving our ideal, we go into action. We practically try to achieve that, and then we have alternate, what can say, attempts or alternate methodologies to achieve the challenge, and finally we achieve our ideal, right? It can be either ways. If you don't achieve ideal, you have the learning that this cannot be achieved, or maybe this is beyond the means. So the whole thing, the whole cycle keeps on going. Man keeps on developing ideals as challenges, and desire and motivation and action and achievement. And this cycle, just imagine when it is going on, it's all learning, 100% learning, which we call the experiential learning. And Alhamdulillah, this theory has been derived from the Holy Quran itself by Iqbal. I would certainly like you to get these slides from the organizers of this program so that you can refer to this and contemplate and reflect on what I've seen. And as we have discussed, the Kolb's model, see, that still has some vacuum around in the four steps that he has described. But here, Alhamdulillah, we see that number one, it is derived from the Holy Quran and it defines all the cycle which a human experiences in achieving a challenge that he has developed himself as an idea. We should realize that human has been programmed as learner. Iqbal has expounded that continuous process of the growth of self, that is khudi, is ingrained in every individual right from the birth of the creator. Refer to Maslow, he has nearly the same idea. But the thing is, the growth of self, or khudi, or self-respect, or self-realization is ingrained in each and every person which is born in this world. You can very well observe this in small children. Very apparently, you can observe that. This can be observed in every child who loves to acquire challenges, gets engrossed in surmounting a challenge with great passion, and is elated when successful. Reflect on yourself. I think that is enough if even you reflect on yourself, how elated you feel when you have achieved a challenge.